This is how you do a super easy, quick, and fast Chipotle bowl meal prep for the week. So what you're going to do is start out with some ground beef. I get it from Costco. Just freeze them and unpack them as I need. You're going to get two packs. They come in a pack of 3 or 6. Then you're going to get one small thing of chorizo. We're not going to use the whole thing. We're only going to use half. So we're going to cook all the ground beef with just a little bit of this chorizo, which is going to give it a nice smoky and salty taste to it, but also really add a lot of flavor. From there, I have my 2 cans of corn and 2 cans of black beans. Yes, it is cheaper to buy the beans in bulk and cook them yourself, but when you're short on time, just get the canned ones. These are from Walmart. This is 62 cents, or the beans are 62 cents a can. The corn is 50 cents a can. So this is super cheap. From there, I have a jar of the green salsa verde, and what we're going to do is cook some rice and add this into the rice as it's cooking, which is similar to the cilantro lime rice that you get at Chipotle. And then last, I have this giant bottle of sauce, which is super tasty. This giant 34-ounce bottle was under $2 at Walmart, so this is going to last a long time, but it's just nice to use to add flavor to the end. So the green salsa, beans, corn, chorizo, ground beef. You can replace this with turkey if you want, or any other protein source, and then a cup of dry rice, which is cooking in the rice cooker right here. So the canned beans and corn, we're going to go ahead and drain them first because we don't want them to get soggy in our meal prep containers. So I have my corn in this colander, and I'm just going to drain it out and get all the liquid because I don't want it in the food prep container making everything soggy. Because it's canned, I also don't need to cook it because it's already nice and soft. And when I microwave the meal prep container, it'll heat up nicely. In the pan, I have half of my chorizo. I put half of it in. I'm saving the other half and just freezing it for the next time I use it. And here I'm just going to brown it, cook this down just a little bit, let the fat render, and then add the ground beef. So my corn is in a separate bowl, and now I'm going to drain my black beans as well. Same thing, put it in the colander, just let it sit for a while and drain out the liquid so they're nice and not dry, but all the liquid is out, so it doesn't get your container and your food prep soggy for the week. In the pan, I have my ground beef and chorizo. I'm going to add some salt, pepper, garlic powder, a little bit of cumin, a little bit of paprika, and this is again where you could kind of play around with the spices a little bit to fit your liking, but I'll put a link down in the description for the spices that I'm using. I have my rice all done, so what I'm going to do here is get a little bit of this green salsa, about 5 tablespoons, and just scoop it and mix it into the rice. The salsa is in, so I'm just stirring it into the rice. It's going to give it a little bit of flavor, also add a little bit of spice and a hint of that lime flavor that you get in the Chipotle lime rice as well. And I'm actually going to leave this uncovered for a little bit because, again, I don't want it too soggy, and I want it to dry just a little bit before I put it in my meal prep containers. Going back to the meat, you can see the chorizo kind of mixing in nicely, giving it a little color. And what I like to do is I like to just let it sit like this for a while, so the whole pan kind of browns on the bottom side, and then I'll turn it over and then just keep repeating that process. I like to do that instead of just mixing it up from the very beginning, because I like the ground beef or ground turkey to actually be in bigger chunks than you would normally get, so it's not all just broken down pieces of meat. So as the meat's finishing up cooking and the rice is cooling a little bit, prep the corn and beans. Now we have the rice, and all we need to do is add the protein when it's done, and you have your bowl set. So our chorizo and ground beef is all cooked, so we're just going to let it cool a little bit and put into our containers. Here is the kit completely ready to go. If you want, you can add a little bit of cilantro on top, or maybe slice of lime to give it some color. But in terms of meal prep, super easy, super cheap, and super healthy. I'll put a link down in the description for some of the items that I use to prep this. But yeah, I mean, basically a Chipotle bowl for way cheaper. Add a scoop of Greek yogurt in place of sour cream, and you up your protein count. Amazing way to just have your meals for the week.